Hello everyone, this is Deepika Patel and welcome to the SchoolQuizz class. So today we will discuss the importance of variation, and in the previous classes we have studied what is variation. Okay, so what is variation? The variation is the minor changes which is happening from generation to generation because the cell is divided into the multiple cell and the information is transferred from the parent cell to the multiple cell. Okay, so what is happening? The DNA, which is containing the information of the inheritance, is transferred from one cell to the another cell, and when it is transferring, the minor changes is happening in that information, and these minor changes is called the variations. Okay, so today we will see what is variation. In the previous class, we have also discussed the niche. What is niche? Okay. So what is niche? A well-defined place, well-defined place for a particular species. Okay. Species. Let's say there is a fish and there is a lizard. Okay. So fish is living in the water and lizard is living in the earth. Okay, so for the fish their water is their niche, and for the lizard their earth is their niche. Okay, so means a comfortable area where a particular species where a particular species can survive, and it supports life to their species. Okay, so what is happening? So there is a question, the variation is useful or not. Okay, so let's find out. Suppose suppose this is a bacteria. Okay, and this bacteria have the generations. Okay, and these bacteria can live in the temperate environment. Okay, so what is niche? Niche basically a an environment area where a particular species can be lived or survived. Okay, so environment is not in our hand because environment can be changed, the temperature can be rise. Okay, and the rain can also heavily or less, temperature can be low. Okay, so what is happening here? If this bacteria can live only a particular temperate environment, so their niche is changing, and it the temperature of that niche is become low. Okay, so what is happening here? The cold environment is generating. Okay, and so this bacteria cannot be survived in this cold environment, and the generations of these bacteria can be drastically wiped out. But what is happening? Wiped out. Okay, but what is happening? Because the cell is dividing into multiple cells and the information is transferring from the parent cell to the multiple cells or the daughter cells here. Okay, from one generation to another generation, and the information is also transferring from one generation to other generation. So here comes the form of the variations. So over the year, these variations this variation is happening, and there can be a bacteria in these populations of a species. There can be a bacteria here, so these bacteria have the information to live in the cold environment. Okay, have the information to live in the cold environment. So this bacteria will survive in the changing niche Okay, because the niche is changing to the cold environment, so this bacteria can be survived in the cold environment. So what is happening? The variation is useful here. Variation is useful here. So the question is, variation is useful or not? So it is useful for a species. Okay, because we cannot change our environment, but the variations, if variations is changing continuously, so over the years we can adapt the environment as the environment is changing. Okay, so variation is useful. Let's do some multiple choice question, because we have studied so far and we didn't practice even one question. So let's just quickly do the multiple choice question and then we will move forward. Okay, because these topics are so confusing and even I confused when I teach you. So please keep practicing the questions and keep revising all the sections which I have told you in the previous classes. Okay, let's say if you have a question like, do organisms create exact copy of themselves? So you have option 1, maybe; option number 2, cannot; option number 3, similar in designs; option number 4, they are. Yes, they can. The answer is no. So what is the answer here? Do organisms create exact copy of themselves? So from the day one I have told you the question of these answers, the answer of this question. Okay, so what is the answer? The answer is no. They are not creating exact copy of themselves. Okay, the word here exact is, is change the questions. From this word this question is changed. Okay, so the answer is no. Yes, they have similar in designs, but they are not identical. Remember the identical. Okay, remember the word similar and identical. The difference between these words in the biology, okay, that they can be similar, but some changes there. Okay, some changes there, but identical means exact, same to same, same to same. So every person cannot be look like to another. Okay, so the answer is no. Let's do some other question. So the next question is, niche is a number 1, well defined place of particular species relation between biotic and abiotic components. So you have to mark out the right answer. So the answer is yes, this. Okay, so it is a well defined place of a particular species we have recently seen. Okay, so this is all for today, and in the next class we will discuss the reproduction, means the types of reproduction. Okay, and we will discuss all those types of reproduction in the unicellular and the multicellular organisms, and the sexual and asexual reproduction. Okay, so we will start from the asexual reproduction and from the unicellular organisms. Okay, so let's end this class here, and I hope I can make you clear from all those topics. And keep joining, keep learning, and keep practicing. Okay, so keep practicing the questions again and again, and keep revising again and again. And thank you for joining the class. Thank you again.